My 13-year-old brother was trying to figure out what he wanted to be for me to bring him trick-or-treating, so he pulls this out of his closet. And then I say, maybe you should put on some clothes underneath. It's kind of cold for a morph suit. So then he says, but it'll make me look big. And then he thinks for a second and says, maybe I could tell people I died from diabetes. Boy, if you don't. So I picked my little brother up from school the other day, and he says, Bubba, guess what I got? And I'm like, what? And he's like, a girlfriend. And I'm like, congratulations, man. And so he says, now that's two things that I have that you don't have. And I'm like, okay, I see where this is going. So what's the second thing? And he says, a life. Because you and I both know that all you do with your time is play on your phone and make TikToks that aren't even that funny. Boy, if you don't. So my little brother comes home from school yesterday and he says, Bubba, guess what happened today? And I'm like, what's up? And he says, my friend came out of the closet to me today. And I'm like, oh, God, what'd you tell him after he told you? And he says, well, I told him exactly what you told me to tell him. I was like, what'd I tell you to tell him? And he says, thank you for having the confidence to be exactly who you are. And I was like, that's awesome, man. And he says, now I have a question for you. And I was like, what's up? And he says, so does that mean that you're gay? And I was like, no, but would you treat me different if I was? And he said, no, but it would explain why you never have any girls around the house. Boy, you don't! So I picked my 13-year-old brother up from school the other day, and he has a scratch on his face. And I'm like, bud, what happened to you? And he says, I was in class, and a girl got mad at me, so she pushed me over, and I got into a fight with her. And so she slapped me, and that's where the scratch came from. And I said, okay, this is the opportunity that I've been waiting for. I've been trying to roast him this whole time, so this is my chance. So I say, so you got beat up by a girl? And he says, good one. Can you even remember the last time that a girl was on top of you? Boy, if you don't! So my 13-year-old brother comes home from school yesterday and asked me what No Nut November is. And I was unprepared. So I told him the truth and told him that's the 1 month out of the year that you're not supposed to have sex. So then he looks at me and says, well, you've been doing that all year, so you should be fine. Boy! So I go to the gym yesterday, and they had this lady that's at least 70 years old on the treadmill next to me, and so I see that she has the same exact type of headphones that I have. So I tap her on the shoulder, and I say, hey, I have an idea. She says, what's up? I say, how about we trade headphones for just one song and see what each other's listening to? She says, okay, sure. So she hands me her headphones. So let me tell you, I'm expecting at least some Frank Sinatra or something like that, but tell me why she's playing this. So I take off her headphones and I say, Juicy J? And she says, get with it, young man. I say, girl, if you don't. So I'm taking a nap on the couch the other day after the gym, and so I wake up and my little brother's standing over me like this. And so I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, I couldn't tell if you were still breathing, so I came and checked on you. And so as soon as I think that he's about to say something cute about not wanting me to die or something, he says, because you sleep ugly, and I thought beauty sleep was a real thing, but apparently it's not for you. Boy, if you don't! So me and my brother went to the mall today.
Kyle, are you making another one of those TikToks again?
Yeah.
See, that's wrong with your generation. You need to go outside and find you a girl. You ain't gonna find one in here.
Boy, if you don't! So my 13-year-old brother wakes me up this morning so I could bring him to school because he had missed the bus. So as soon as we get to the school in the front office, they have this pretty cute lady at the front desk that looks at me and says, name. And so I'm like, mine or his? And so she had said, yours, obviously. Don't you think that I know what his name is? And so my little brother cuts her off and says, don't be mean to him. He just hasn't done this in a while. And she says, he hasn't brought you to school before? And he says, no, been around a cute girl his age. And so I look at my little brother, I'm like, boy, if you don't! But cool thing is, she actually ended up giving me her number, so suck on that, Gage!